Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we have had a little bit of time to kind of process everything that's been going on. We had the big grand reveal, the Nintendo Switch 2 Direct yesterday, and throughout the entire day, news kept coming out, a lot of it from Nintendo. So in this video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to clear up a lot of misconceptions and also fill you on a bunch of news that you need to know. So let's just go ahead and get right into this video. So if you can't tell, I'm still not home. I am in an Airbnb and I will be here for like the next 9 days or something. I'm on vacation. We have the Switch 2 Direct playing in the background, but yeah, this is a setup until I get back home. So deal with it. That being said, we have a bunch of stuff we need to talk about. I'm sure the news is going to continue to come out daily, and it's all major stuff. So we have like 10 things to talk about today. This is all stuff you need to know, very important stuff. So before we get started, if you could hit a like and subscribe, that would truly mean the world to me. Like, it would really mean the world if you join this community, and follow me on Twitter and Instagram so we can keep the community growing. And let's just start getting into this. So the first thing I want to talk about is these upgrades. We've seen that there are upgrades coming from the Switch to the Switch 2, and we have Nintendo Switch 2 versions of Switch 1 games. Now, something you might have missed is some of these are free, and I'm talking about major stuff they showed off in the Direct, like Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. Nintendo Switch Online Plus expansion pack members playing on Nintendo Switch 2 will soon gain access to upgrade packs for both Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom games, allowing them to enjoy the Nintendo Switch 2 editions of these games at no additional cost. I don't even think Nintendo mentioned this at all, and these are arguably the two biggest games that you would want to play again, so don't go out and spend a lot of money on this. If you have the expansion pack, use it. Play these games again, upscaled, whatever, for free. Now, to piggyback off that, there are a bunch of Nintendo Switch games getting free upgrades. You can find a list on Nintendo's website, but it says free updates for select Nintendo Switch games. And I'm just going to scroll through this a little bit, but as you can see, this is some major stuff that you're going to want to play, like Scarlet and Violet being a massive one. If this looks better, like 5%, I mean, these games are going to be worth playing again. I'm sure other games are going to receive this as well, but I just wanted to highlight these because, again, I feel like that's something major that Nintendo left out. So a major thing we all want to know, pre-ordering. When can you pre-order this console? Because it's going to be damn near impossible to get. Everybody wants it. One, I have this update from GameStop, and they are saying pre-ordering starts April 9th. So I wonder if that starts when GameStop opens, like at 10 a.m. on April 9th, or will that happen at midnight, like April 8th going into April 9th. And you may think that's probably not going to happen, but that's kind of what Best Buy is doing here, and Best Buy really has it going on. Pre-order for the console, games, and accessories start Wednesday, April 9th via the Best Buy mobile app and bestbuy.com. Stores will have pre-orders for games and accessories, and for the first time in 6 years, customers who pre-ordered at Best Buy have extra to be excited about. Most stores will be open at midnight, this is Eastern Time, on launch day, June 5th, for pickup, so they will be able to get their hands on a Switch 2 immediately. This is what I'm talking about. Bring back midnight releases. I have signed up on the Nintendo website because you can be notified when you're able to purchase it or something like that. And we're actually going to talk about that as well, because Nintendo has a very strange system. But if I can get it from any retailer, I want to get it from Best Buy because I want this midnight release. Now, Nintendo is doing something to kind of fight off scalpers, and it's a strange system which I kind of like, but I'm not sure if I agree with it 100%. So Nintendo has added anti-scalper measures for the Switch 2 pre-order invites. Customers must have purchased a Nintendo Switch Online membership for at least 12 months, and you also need to have played your Switch for over 50 hours. Like, I think that's cool that they're doing this, but even for me, that immediately like voids my chance, I think. I have 2 Nintendo accounts for each one of these Switches right here. This is my oldest account, but I don't have a current Nintendo Online membership for this. And then I got the Zelda Switch Lite in October, and this came with a year membership. But I haven't really played this Switch that much. Definitely not 50 hours. So this is something, and I know a lot of people will meet that threshold, but it doesn't really do much for me. So I'm going to put as much as I can into getting it at Best Buy or GameStop. So we actually have the price for all the consoles, the accessories, extra doodads, and also the games as well. Let's start with the console and all the accessories first. So we have 2 different consoles. We have the console and the Mario Kart bundle. That is $450 or $500. The dock is priced at $110, and I think the Switch dock was $80 when it first came out. The Pro controller is only $80. I think that is actually a super fair price Joy-Cons are now going to be $90. I'm not a fan of that at all, but they're bigger, probably better, more stuff going into them, so it is what it is. The Joy-Con 2 charging grip is $35. I'll be honest, this is probably the most useless accessory. The wheel set is $20, so actually that's the most useless accessory. The Switch 2 camera is only $50. I actually think that's a very fair price. We have a carrying case and screen protector, $35. Not bad. An all-in-one carrying case for $80. I don't really like these. They're always big and bulky. I travel a lot. Obviously, I'm in an Airbnb right now. I still don't ever use shit like that, so maybe it's for you, definitely not for me. And the AC charging adapter is $30. I'm just going to use my Switch 1 charger probably. So we have some prices on some games. As you can see, Kirby and the Forgotten Land with the little Switch 2 expansion or whatever is $80. That is insane. I cannot justify that at all. Street Fighter is $60, and I think this comes with DLC, so that's pretty fair. Donkey Kong Bonanza, this is $70. This is okay in my opinion. You know what I mean? Like $70, I thought that was going to be the max. Bravely Default Remastered or whatever the hell it is, $40. Again, not bad. We have the Switch 2 edition of Breath of the Wild for $70. This is something that if you have the Nintendo Switch Online expansion, you should just use that. There's a good chance you can get a used copy of Breath of the Wild for $30 and then just pay for the upgrade, or just have Nintendo Switch Online and then get the upgrade that way. And you're already going to want to have the Nintendo Switch Online expansion for GameCube. So I would say get that and then get the upgrades that way if possible. Now the big thing to talk about is Mario Kart being $80. This is insane. I do think this game is massive, and there's a couple caveats, and I'll play devil's advocate just for a moment. But I don't want you to think I think this is okay and that I like an $80 game, but I just want to play devil's advocate because I think it's fair. One, this game is massive, and I believe last year, if I can find the leak, I'll put it on the screen. There was a leak from developers saying this is the most expensive game Nintendo has ever created, and I think it costs a lot of money to make this game, and the game developers aren't making more money. Nintendo is making a bunch of money, don't get me wrong, okay? But I really think a lot of money went into this game. Like, I'm not going to talk about tariffs and everything else people want to talk about because I don't know. But let's just factor in something that is factual. Let's factor in inflation. I used this inflation chart, but in 2017, I put in $60, and then I calculated that to 2025. And in 2025, $60 is now $77.76. So just a couple dollars shy of $80. So with inflation, we are basically paying the same exact price as we did in 2017. The problem is people aren't making more money than they were in 2017. Inflation has went up, but wages have not. $70 is a max I personally feel okay with, like buying a game, especially me having kids and trying to make it as a YouTuber. I don't think I can justify $80. So the advice I have for myself, and also for you, if you would like to get this, like, I can't tell you how to spend your money, but the bundle is the way to go. You're paying $500, you're getting the console, and you're getting Mario Kart. Let me play devil's advocate again for a moment. If you were to get the Switch 2, the new Mario Kart game, the Pro Controller, new Joy-Cons, a carrying case, and a screen protector, this would still be cheaper than buying a PS5 Pro. And that is with taxes included. I know there's a bunch of gamers out there who just bought a PlayStation 5 Pro and had no issues, and every time I see footage of the PS5 Pro versus the PS5, I may be dumb, blind, deaf, whatever the hell you want to call me, I cannot see or hear a difference. It's like, I think Final Fantasy VII Rebirth looks better, right? Like, there's something going on here. Okay, yeah, it's like, I think that looks better over there. I'll be honest, I can never really tell a difference. So you can get a PS5 Pro, or you can get everything I just listed and still be cheaper than the PlayStation 5 Pro. So a couple things we wanted to see in the Direct that weren't in the Direct, but we now have, is the UI and the new eShop. This is a picture of the UI that's going around right now. This is confirmed to be the UI. It essentially looks exactly the same, just with some more icons. I feel like there's a little bit more personality there, but not enough to write home to. So hopefully we'll get some new themes. Like, that's what I'm still holding out hope for, is themes. And the eShop looks substantially better, like way better in my opinion. I'm not sure if this is going to be a web browser again or it's an actual app, but it seems to be running faster and looking better. And I think it has background music now. Obviously, I want the UI to be better, but as long as I can get a better eShop experience, that's just going to be fantastic. And the last thing I want to talk about was glossed over, and I'm really not sure why, because it was the most groundbreaking thing I've seen in all of gaming. Say what you will about the Nintendo Switch 2 Direct presentation and the console and the games and the prices. The fact that we have a cow riding a motorcycle on a power line, masterpiece, man. Da Vinci couldn't even make something like that. But ladies and gentlemen, what do you think about this? Because your opinion matters most. So in the comments below, I would love to hear from you guys. If you made it to this part of the video, hit a like and subscribe. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Let's keep the community growing. And let me know if you guys want me to stream more. I had a lot of fun talking to you guys today, so let me know. I feel like I want to stream like once a week or something. And you guys know me, I will see you very soon with a new video. Peace out.